Today is Sunday, September 23rd. The title of the homily is Jeremiads are us. The first reading today is from the Hebrew scripture, the book of Jeremiah, chapter 8 to 9:1, New Revised Standard Version. My joy is gone and grief is upon me. My heart is sick. Hark the cry of my poor people from the far and wide in the land. Is the Lord not in Zion? Is her king not in her? Why have they provoked me to anger with their images, with their foreign idols? The harvest is past, the summer is ended, and we are not saved. For the hurt of my poor people I am hurt. I mourn, and dismay has taken hold of me. Is there no balm in Gilead? Is there no physician there? Why then the health of my poor people has not been restored? Or that my head were a spring of water, and my eyes a fountain of tears, so that I might weep day and night for the slain of my poor people. This passage is truly heartrending. What event had precipitated such a despairing outburst from the prophet? A little historical background is in order. Jeremiah was a Hebrew prophet and priest who served during the turbulent final decades of the southern kingdom of Judah, before its destruction by the Babylonian Empire. Born into a priestly family in the town of Anathoth, Jeremiah was called to prophesy around 627 before the Common Era. He accurately predicted the Babylonian invasion and the destruction of Jerusalem and the temple, delivering warnings of idolatry and injustice to his people, which often led to his persecution. After the fall of Jerusalem in 586 BC, Jeremiah remained briefly before being taken to Egypt, where he died around 570 BC. His life and prophecies, compiled with the help of his scribe Baruch, are recorded in the book of Jeremiah. Fittingly, this kind of speech was called a Jeremiad named after him, this biblical prophet from the 7th and 6th centuries BCE, who warned the kingdom of Judah about its impending destruction due to its unfaithfulness to God. By extension, a Jeremiad is a long, mournful, or pessimistic speech or piece of writing that laments a societal decline, a lost ideal, or past glories, while often also giving a message of hope for the future of renewal. Jesus himself used Jeremiads. Here is a familiar one from today's lectionary, Luke 16, verses 1 to 13. Then Jesus said to the disciples, there was a rich man who had a manager, and charges were brought to him that this man was squandering his property. So he summoned him and said to him, what is this that I hear about you? Give me an accounting of your management, because you cannot be my manager anymore. Then the manager said to himself, what will I do now that my master has taken the position away from me? I'm not strong enough to dig, and I am ashamed to beg. I have decided what to do so that when I am dismissed as manager, people will continue to welcome me into their homes. So summoning his master's debtors one by one, he asked the first, how much do you owe my master? He answered, 100 jugs of olive oil. He said to him, take your bill, sit down quickly, and make it 50. Then he asked another, and how much do you owe? He replied, 100 containers of wheat. He said to him, take your bill and make it 80. And his master commended the dishonest manager because he had acted shrewdly. For the children of this age are more shrewd in dealing with their own generation than are the children of light. And I tell you, make friends for yourselves by means of dishonest wealth, so that when it is gone, they may welcome you into the eternal homes. Whoever is faithful in a very little is faithful also in much. And whoever is dishonest in a very little is dishonest also in much. If then you have not been faithful with the dishonest wealth, who will entrust you with true riches? The servant who had been given tremendous grace and forgiveness of his debt instead of being thankful, turned to others, and without either his master's knowledge or permission, cheated him by illegally reducing the debt owed to the master by others so as to retain his position in the world after he lost his job. While Jesus did not deliver a single Jeremiad in the same way the prophet Jeremiah did, his teachings contain similar elements of lament, denunciation of hypocrisy, and warnings of coming judgment. The word Jeremiah just refers to a lengthy, mournful lamentation or a prophetic warning of doom. So scholars note that there are many parallels between the prophetic ministries of both figures. But that's where it ends. Jesus also contains some hope. His condemnation of hypocrisy, the lament over Jerusalem, they were all rejected by their own people. Both Jeremiah and Jesus were persecuted and rejected by their contemporaries for their unpopular messages. But then there are a major difference at the core of their message. Despite the above-mentioned parallels, their core messages had different emphases. While Jeremiah's message centered on judgment and the need for Israel to repent under the Old Covenant, Jesus' message also included a power element of hope and the promise of a new covenant. Jesus' preaching, particularly the gospel of the kingdom, was not only about doom, but also about the arrival of God's reign on earth, bringing salvation and forgiveness of sins to those who repent and believe. This element of good news and redemption is not typically associated with the bitter tone of a traditional Jeremiad. And now, let me reveal to you a third prophet, yourself. This is what this poem calls to us to do in its opening lines. Put down that bag of potato chips, that white bread, that bottle. Turn off that cell phone, computer, and remote control. Open the door, then close it behind you. One might initially respond, I'm comfortable where I am, or I've not finished eating. I don't have time. I'm fine. I'm just fine where I am. But you have already been called. But most of us have forgotten it, preferring potato chips and pop. A former pastor of mine was noted for her wandering sermons that rambled on and finally just stopped. For there is one thing she said that has stayed with me for a very long time. You are being baptized every day. Didn't make sense at first. I'd been baptized as a baby, and when I became Catholic, I had to be rebaptized because Episcopalians might not have quite done it right. But these two events were in the past. But maybe being baptized is more than just a ritual or a promise from the parents and godparents that this child might be raised to follow the teachings of Christ. Not just an occasional Sunday church service, but daily. The rest of the poem calls us perhaps further than we ever even imagined. It's back from wandering the earth in its human feet, Conflict Resolution for Holy Beings by Joey Harjo. Put down that bag of potato chips, that white bread, that bottle of pop. Turn off that cell phone, computer, and remote control. Open the door, then close it behind you. Take a breath offered by friendly winds. They travel the earth, gathering essences of plants to glean. Give it back with gratitude. If you sing, it will be here for your spirit lift to fly to the stars and back. Acknowledge this earth who has cared for you since you were a dream, planting itself precisely within your parents' desire. And now let your moccasin feet take you to the encampment of the guardians who have known you before time, who will be there after time. They sit before the fire that has been there without time. Let the earth stabilize your post-colonial insecure jitters. Be respectful of the small insects, birds, and animal people who accompany you. Ask their forgiveness for the harm we humans have brought down upon them. Don't worry, the heart knows the way through, though there may be high rises, interstates, checkpoints, armed soldiers, massacres, wars, and those who will despise you because they despise themselves. The journey might take you a few hours, a day, a year, a few years, 100, 1,000, or even more. Watch your mind. Without training it, you might run away and leave your heart for the immense human feast set by the thieves of time. Do not hold regrets. When you find your way to the circle, to the fire kept burning by the keepers of your soul, you will be welcomed. You must clean yourself with cedar, sage, or other healing plant. Cut the ties you have to failure and shame. Let go the pain you're holding in your mind, your shoulders, your heart, all the way to your feet. Let go the pain of your ancestors and make way for those who are heading in our direction. Ask for forgiveness. Call upon the hope of those who love you. These helpers can take many forms: animal, element, bird, angel, saint, stone, or ancestor. Call your spirit back. It may be caught in corners and creases of shame, judgment, and human abuse. You must call in a way that your spirit will want to return. Speak to it as you would to a beloved child. Welcome your spirit back from its wandering. It may return in pieces, in tatters. Gather them together. They will be happy to be found after being lost for so long. Your spirit will need to sleep a while after it has bathed and given new clothes. Now you can have a party. Invite everyone you know who loves you and supports you. Keep room for those who have no place else to go. Make a giveaway, and remember, keep the speeches short. Then you must do this: help the next person find their way through the dark. These last few words are a direct call to truly live out a life of presence in this world. I will repeat them as I bring this homily to a close. Keep room for those who have no place else to go. Make a giveaway, and remember, keep the speeches short. Then you must do this: help the next person find their way through the dark.